The arrival of Dajjal, the Antichrist, is one of the most significant events in Islamic eschatology. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, described Dajjal's coming as a major trial, fitnah, for humanity, particularly for the Muslims. Many scholars and Muslims view the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, such as those in Yemen, Lebanon, Syria, and Gaza, as potential signs that Dajjal's emergence could be near. Let us explore this topic with evidence from the Qur'an, Hadith, and Islamic scholarship. The Qur'an speaks of widespread turmoil, moral corruption, and intense wars as precursors to the end times. While the Qur'an does not specifically mention Dajjal, it references the upheavals that will take place as part of the hour. Corruption has appeared throughout the land and sea by what the hands of people have earned, so he may let them taste part of the consequence of what they have done, that perhaps they will return to righteousness. Quran 30:41. If we look closely at the political turmoil in the Middle East, it becomes evident that the arrival of Dajjal is approaching fast. Numerous hadith from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, describe the tribulations that will precede Dajjal's arrival. The Prophet warned, "There will be trials, fitan, like patches of a dark night. A man will wake up a believer and end the day as a disbeliever, or he will go to sleep as a believer and wake up as a disbeliever. People will sell their religion for a small amount of worldly goods." The current state of global instability, especially in Muslim-majority regions with its moral and political degradation, reflects these warnings. The Prophet, peace be upon him, also mentioned that Dajjal would appear at a time of great chaos and suffering. The time of Dajjal's appearance will be filled with intense war and conflict between nations. Sahih Muslim. The Prophet, peace be upon him, spoke about specific areas where trials would intensify, including Sham, historical Syria, which includes present-day Lebanon, Syria, and Palestine. In a hadith of Abu Dawud, Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "There will be many wars in the land of Sham, and after the wars, the Dajjal will come." The contemporary wars in Syria, Lebanon, Gaza, and Yemen could be seen as the manifestation of these fitan, aligning with the hadith that the regions of Sham and neighboring lands would experience great suffering before the emergence of Dajjal. Muslim scholars have long debated the interpretation of the events leading to the end times. Many classical scholars like Ibn Kathir, Al-Qurtubi, and Al-Ghazali referred to Dajjal as a key figure who would appear after a period of global injustice. Ibn Kathir, in his commentary on the signs of the Day of Judgment, noted, "When the earth will be full of injustice, tyranny, and oppression, and there will be widespread bloodshed, only then will Dajjal appear as the ultimate test for the believers." In contemporary times, scholars have pointed to the systemic oppression and military conflict in the Middle East as potentially indicative of these pre-Dajjal tribulations. However, they also advise caution, as some elements of the end times narrative are not meant to be interpreted literally but symbolically, representing broader trends of corruption, moral decay, and societal collapse. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, provided clear guidance on how Muslims can protect themselves from the evil of Dajjal. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever recites the first 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf will be protected from the Dajjal." Sahih Muslim. Whoever recites the first 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf will be protected from the Dajjal. Sahih Muslim. Regular recitation of this chapter acts as a shield from Dajjal's deception. The Prophet, peace be upon him, advised Muslims to seek protection from the trials of Dajjal in their daily prayers. When one of you finishes the tashahhud, let him seek refuge in Allah from 4 things: from the torment of hell, the torment of the grave, the trial of life and death, and the trial of the Antichrist, Dajjal. Sahih Muslim. The Prophet emphasized the importance of holding on to one's faith in times of tribulation. Dajjal will try to deceive people with his powers, but believers with firm faith will be able to see through his lies. The Prophet, peace be upon him, mentioned that Dajjal would not be able to enter Makkah and Medina. Some narrations also mention the safety of the region of Sham, Syria, and surrounding areas, for the believers during the end times. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "There will be no town which Dajjal will not enter except Makkah and Medina. There will be no entrance to both except angels guarding them." So Dajjal will camp at a barren land near Medina, and then Medina will be shaken with its 3 earthquakes, and Allah will expel every disbeliever and hypocrite. Sahih al-Bukhari. Thus, being in these sacred cities or in the proximity of righteous communities is advised during Dajjal's trial. Historically, Islamic scholars have emphasized the importance of faith, knowledge, and community cohesion during times of fitnah, trial. Imam al-Ghazali, in his works on spirituality, highlighted the importance of purifying one's heart and relying on Allah, particularly when faced with great trials. This is consistent with the prophetic advice to increase acts of worship and strengthen one's connection to the Qur'an and the Sunnah. Imam Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, in his commentary on the Hadith about Dajjal, stressed that Dajjal's emergence will be a time of widespread confusion and deception, where only those who have a deep understanding of their faith will be able to recognize and resist his tricks. Therefore, he urged Muslims to constantly seek knowledge and strengthen their iman, faith. The ongoing wars and suffering in the Middle East, particularly in Yemen, Syria, Gaza, and Lebanon, may indeed resemble the prophetic descriptions of the tribulations that precede the emergence of Dajjal. However, Islamic tradition teaches that no one can predict the exact time of his arrival, and Muslims are advised to remain steadfast in their faith, prepare for the trials of the end times, and not be overtaken by fear or speculation. While the current state of affairs in the Middle East is indeed troubling, it serves as a reminder of the importance of faith, unity, and preparedness for whatever trials may come. Like and share the video and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring videos.